Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we will be solving the questions from the first chapter Plant Tissue of Innovative Biology of class 7. The first what we will be solving is recalling ideas. Select the correct options. The first one, a group of similar cells which perform a specific function is called a tissue. Number 2, a plant tissue that found at the tips of shoot is the apical meristem. Number 3, the epidermis of a plant part is composed of parenchyma tissue. Number 4, tissues found in growing regions of the plant are the meristematic tissue. Number 5, sieve tubes and companion cells are the components of phloem. Next one, examples of vascular tissue in plants are both xylem and phloem. Number 7, the cell wall of sclerenchyma tissue have deposits of lignin. Number 8, water conducting tissue of the plants is called as xylem. Number 9, phloem in the plant performs the function of conduction of food. Number 10, which one of the following is made of dead cells? It is sclerenchyma. And number 11, permanent tissue differ from meristematic tissue in all of them. Next, we will come with the fill in the blanks with the correct option. Number 1, pits are found in the walls of sclerenchyma cells. Number 2, cells are living, elongated and thickened at the corners in collenchyma tissue. Number 3, plant tissues which have thin wall cells are with abundant cytoplasm are called meristematic tissue. Number 4, the food prepared by the leaves is translocated through the phloem tissue in plants. Number 5, the water is conducted from the soil to the aerial parts of the plant through the xylem tissue. Number 6, a plant tissue which do not possess living protoplasm at maturity is called sclerenchyma. Number 7, in plants the organ that makes food is the leaf. Next, number 8, water moves upward inside the plant body through the xylem. Permanent tissue is made of cells that are incapable of cell division. Now coming to number 3, that is the true and false, and the false statement you have to make it true. The first one, meristematic cells are small and thin-walled. This statement is true. Number 2, the permanent tissues have actively dividing cells. In place of permanent tissue, it will be meristematic tissue. So this statement, given statement is false, and the correction is that in place of permanent tissue, you have to write over there meristematic tissue. And number 3, the meristematic tissues arise from the permanent tissues. This one is a false statement, and instead of meristematic, you need to write over there permanent. Number 4, sclerenchyma tissue consists of thick-walled dead cells. So this statement is true. Number 5, xylem tissue is made up of sieve tubes. The statement is false, and in place of xylem, we have to mention over there as phloem. And number 6, phloem is an example of complex permanent tissue. This is the correct statement. Now coming to the next one, number 7, permanent tissue are immature in nature. This is false. This statement is false, and the correction will be, it will be mature. In case of immature, it will be mature over there. Number 8, a group of cells similar in structure and function forms an organ. This one is a false statement, and instead of an organ, there it will be a tissue. Number 4, match the following. In column A, tissues have actively dividing cells. The answer will be meristematic. Next, outermost covering of the plant parts is epidermis. Number 3, xylem. It is complex permanent tissue. Number 4, lignin deposits are found in sclerenchyma. Number 5, a spongy plant tissue which takes part in photosynthesis is sclerenchyma. Next, you have the odd one out, and you have to give a scientific reason for that. The first one over there, xylem is the odd one, and the remaining 3, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, All are regarded as simple permanent tissue, and xylem is complex permanent tissue. Number 2, companion cells, vessels, sieve tube and xylem. Xylem is the odd one, and companion cell, vessels and sieve tube, they are the components of phloem. Number 3, vessels, companion cells, sieve tubes, collenchyma. Over here the odd one is collenchyma and the remaining 3 are components of phloem. Next, number 4, apical, lateral, intercalary, epidermis. The odd one is the epidermis. Other remaining 3 are types of meristematic tissue. Number 5, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, meristematic. So the odd one is meristematic, and the remaining 3, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, they are simple permanent tissue. Now coming to the understanding ideas, give one word for the following. The number 1, the outermost protective covering of the plant part is known as epidermis. Number 2, the cell deposits of sclerenchyma tissue is lignin. A group of similar cells performing the similar function is tissue. Number 4, a type of plant tissue which have completely dead cells is permanent tissue. Next, number 5, a meristematic tissue that brings elongation in stems and root is apical meristem. Number 6, a tissue whose cells have very thick cell wall is sclerenchyma. A tissue conducts food from the leaves to various plant parts is phloem. And the number 8, the last one, a type of meristematic tissue that helps in creating the length of the plant organ is intercalary meristem. Now we will come to the answer the following questions in short. Name the vascular tissue of the plants. Xylem and phloem are the 2 vascular tissues of the plant. Then number 2, question number 2, where do we find the meristematic tissues in plants? Meristematic tissues are found at the growing tip of the roots, stems and leaves. Number 3, name the different types of meristematic tissues of plant. The different types of meristematic tissues of plant are apical meristematic tissue, lateral meristem and the intercalary meristem. And over here, if possible, you can draw and point out them. Next comes with where are the stomata present in plants. Stomata are present on the epidermis of the lower surface of the leaves. Next, what are permanent tissue? What is so special about them? The permanent tissues are developed from the meristematic tissues. They have dead cells which do not divide like the meristematic tissues. Number 6, name the different types of simple permanent tissue. The different types of simple permanent tissue are parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Number 7, why is the epidermis called as a protective covering of the plants? Epidermis forms the outermost layer of the plant body. It is made up of parenchymatous tissues in which cells are compactly arranged and protect the plant from the external influences. Next, number 8, what are the conducting elements of the xylem and phloem? For the conducting element of xylem is trachea and for phloem is sieve tube. Number 9, which plant tissue provides both mechanical strength and flexibility to the plant? It's the collenchyma which provides both flexibility and mechanical strength to the plant. Number 10, what chemical substance is deposited in the secondary wall of sclerenchyma? Lignin is a special chemical substance deposited in the secondary wall of sclerenchyma. And the number 3rd type of question answers, that is answer the following questions in details. Mention the characteristic of meristematic tissue. Number 1 point, cells are small in size. Number 2 point, shape spherical, longitudinal or oval in shape. Next point, cells compactly arranged without intercellular spaces. Next, cells divide continuously and help in increasing the length and girth of the plant. And the last point, cell wall is very thin. So I hope majority of the questions I have solved in this part. In the next part, remaining questions we will be solving. Over there you will have the solution of the diagram based questions also. In this way I will be solving the questions of the same chapter from different books, so that you will come to know about the various types of questions which can come from this chapter. Till then, goodbye, take care.